we've discussed previously in the past 3 years, which have been record-setting in terms of volume for our office. The number of cases that fall in that window have ranged from a low of 2 to a high of 7 per year. So it's a very small number.
Of the small number of companies?
Yeah, the ones that are Lee counties only,
right.
You know, you're talking 3% of the entire caseload.
Okay. So not a whole lot of work if we should do it. But this will no longer even cover the small numbers of investigations for those smaller companies.
Yes, sir, that's correct. Right. And the reason being you'd have to maintain the whole apparatus just in order to investigate a handful of claims.
Right. And so where does someone go if they're caught in that trap, discriminated possibly by a small company?
If you fall below, if your employer has fewer than 15 employees, you would not have redress.
All right. And that's why I won't be supporting this. Thank you.
Okay, further discussion on the motion? Objection?
Oh,
Motion carries.
Did we call for public?
I don't think we had a
Oh,
motion.
you don't have a motion? Okay, it's been so long.
Motion either.
Anybody want to make a motion?
Sure.
I'll second.
Wait. Does anybody want to be heard?
I called for public hearing.
Oh. Oh, you did? I apologize. I didn't hear you call for public
Okay,
comment.
there is a motion by Commissioner Mann, second by Commissioner Hall. Discussion?
Yes.
Thank you.
With the elimination of the Office of Economic Equal Opportunity, what will this office become, and is that going to be a new office description going to be put in place so that we understand now what this office is and what their role and responsibilities will be?
Yes.
Okay, and when can we have that?
Well, there's a housing element also that we want to discuss with you in the future, but again, internally, we still investigate, you know, complaints against us, obviously, through probably HR, and we'll have somebody who's designated as the Equal Opportunity Officer as part of their duties, but there won't be...
Again, we're eliminating by ordinance this department, okay? So you have now an individual who today, under an ordinance that we're repealing, has a job.
Right.
Okay, and a description of what that part of his job is. So all I'm asking is, at some point, will we get a revised description of what this office is and what it's going to be called?
Yes.
And who it reports to?
Yes.
Thank you. And can we get that when?
What we are doing is we will be bringing the entire reorganization to you, and we were doing that in December.
December. Thank you.
Further discussion on the motion?
Yes. I understand that this is a drastic change if you've been discriminated against as a citizen. It's a service we no longer provide. There's a case that was investigated by this office. I asked for the investigation file. Mrs. Carter was the complainant, and Ms. Hawes, your fleet management director, Ms. Rawlings, was alleged to have violated her religious rights. Can I get that file yet? I've asked for it over a year ago and have not been granted that information. County manager said that I should bring it to the board and get 2 others to agree to that information request. Can I get it?
Commissioner, we had that ready for you, and you said you did not want it.
No, I want it. I want
last
it. I don't,
time
who said? Who said that I said?
you said you didn't want it.
No, I want it. I'm telling you, I want it.
It was ready for you, and you said you did not want it.
Bring it on.
Okay.
Did you not tell me I had to come to the board at one
No,
point?
we went through this, just, no.
Emails will bite.
Okay, further discussion on the motion? Objection?
Yes.
Motion carries 4-1. We'll go into commissioner items and committee appointments. Commissioner Hall.
I have a couple of things. First of all, I want to congratulate Bike Lot Lee received the APA Florida Outstanding Public Interest Group of the Year Award. So great work to our community volunteers and to the staff that works with them, which is a lot of our staff. But I want to thank Karen and her team for allowing this group of very concerned citizens to have input and be received with an open mind. And I think Lee County will benefit greatly from the opportunities we're providing our pedestrian and our bicyclists. Secondly, I would like to congratulate Lee County Domestic Animal Services. They received the prestigious Harvard Bright Ideas Award for Animal Euthanasia Reduction Program. And this is quite an honor. Over 600 submittals. They were one of few that received an award. So Donna, to you and your team, congratulations. And I hope that the community recognizes that we would rather see adoption than euthanasia. So I hope at some point in time we can go back to maybe highlighting once a month an animal for adoption. I know that we had talked about that, but I haven't seen it happen yet, but it would probably give a little warm fuzzy to our board meetings once a month to see a cat or a dog come in and recognize that we're all very blessed every day in our lives, and people need help, and so do our animals. So with that, that's all I have for
Mr. Mann.
today.
Mr. Chairman, just one quick item here. At the Regional Planning Council meeting end of last week, it was brought up by one of the members, happened to be the former mayor of Sanibel, Mick Denham, who has shown an enormous amount of energy and concern for the fertilizer ordinance that they've adopted and we've adopted. But what he was pointing out was it was his understanding that it was highly likely that another attempt this year will be made in the legislature to preempt all local ordinances. It has been our unfortunate experience to have less than unanimous support by our local legislative delegation on that issue. Although we have prevailed when we've gone to Tallahassee, we fought the battle. Thankfully, we have won against those that would neutralize our ordinance. I was hopeful that we might get consent here for the chairman to send a letter expressing our previous position in opposition to such preemption legislation, so that both the existing legislators and the legislators-elect would receive that and understand our position. I hope that we would get support from them rather than a split on the issue, which makes it very difficult for us to fight the battle in Tallahassee.
Board have any objection?
Nope. Great.
Seeing none, we'll do that. Somebody draft that up and I'll get it off.
Thank you. I'd be happy to work with staff to do that.
Put it on our-
I just have one commissioner item. I sent you a memo regarding the renaming of Metro Parkway Extension from 739 and 6 Mile Cypress Parkway to US 41 as the Michael G. Ripp Parkway. There is a motion, many folks are getting involved in this. We will have a naming ceremony sometime in November, and I would like your approval to continue this process.
Unanimous, yes. So move second.
Motion second, discussion, objection, motion carries. Thank you. Commissioner Judah.
None, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Bigelow.
Yeah, I did notify the board, I think last Wednesday, of 5 or 6 questions or requests for opinion from county attorney. This is regarding the MedStar program. And I don't know, Michael, if you want to just take it from where my questions started, the request, or if you want me to just kind of summary ask the questions, because
If I could,
they build on themselves.
yeah, if I could, Commissioner Bigelow, I read this to mean, you said you want a legal opinion, which to me means a written opinion on these items, and I was waiting to find out what the pleasure of the board was, since you were bringing this to the attention of the board at this meeting.
Okay.
So, I mean, I can respond, but I was waiting for the board to respond, to give me the authority to answer these 6 questions.
Second.
That was a second?
Yeah. You're asking us to support your request from the county attorney, right?
Yes, for this, to answer these 6 questions. I kind of do have a position I'd like to take, and I'd like to go somewhere with all of this sooner than later. I don't think time is with us, because public safety is our #1 job and duty. And last Friday, I think, was an indication that we cannot
Have it with me. Commissioner Mann was asking me for the 6th. I read your email.
Okay, it's okay.
I don't have a
those.
copy
I
of
can
it.
give you my only copy, although,
Could you just
you know how
summarize,
it goes with me, Frank, it's not short.
could you just quickly summarize what you're asking them to do?
Okay, I
Sorry,
will.
don't have it.
Yeah, I will, and then, Mr. Chairman, if you could, I'd like to kind of continue on from there. 6 questions I put to the county attorney. I believe that the method by which she suspended the MedStar program may have violated the county charter. I think that authority
Okay, you don't have to
stands with
speak
us.
on each one, just I
Right.
want to know what they are.
Okay, and then also that by violating county charter, or as part of also violating county charter, there's a violation of, or possible violation of Florida Sunshine Law, and that is that the decision remains with us to decide.
Okay, you're explaining
undo
it
a
again. I just want to know what the questions are.
Yeah, me too.
The questions are, did the county manager violate the charter? And if so, what penalties are there for us for that violation if it is proven that she did so? And also, as I describe in these questions, did we collectively, knowingly or unknowingly, sidestep Florida state law, the Sunshine Law, requiring us to make decisions
Okay.
that she chose to make on her own
Next.
without public meeting? And then what penalties might we face as a government if it's true that we have in fact allowed this to occur at our watch? And also a question of vote counting, which is, to meet with all or some of us and see where we are and use that knowledge to usurp authority as well as bypass or sidestep county charter and state statute. I was going to hopefully hear from the county attorney, who I thought had looked into this, because at the budget hearing he did answer a question that was along these lines, and I wanted to do a couple things today. I think I still want to try to do that. I'd like to put the county manager under investigation, and secondly, I'd like to restart the MedStar program. This is going to take some discussion, of course, and we need the county attorney to tell us just how it is, or whether we have the authority to reach beneath, I guess, the county manager.
Okay, Commissioner, under your first motion, we have a motion and a second on the floor. I think you'll probably get unanimous consent for the county attorney to put in writing your questions and distribute that to the board, which was part of my request anyway, so this is fine with me.
Yeah.
So let's call that question.
And just to be sure we're clear, it's a motion that I, of course, am making, and Commissioner Hall is seconding, to answer in the form of a legal opinion from the county attorney on these 6 questions. Okay, thank you.
Further discussion on that motion? Discussion, objection, motion carries unanimously.
Okay.
What's your other motions?
Well,
You need to make motions.
It's actually my effort to try to initiate discussion here.
Well, okay.
Initiate discussion. Is that
You're
inappropriate?
requesting two things, right? Let me get it straight. You're requesting to have the county manager under investigation. I think that should be done by motion, correct, county attorney?
Correct. But by whom?
I know, well, we have to get there. When we've done it before, it was your office, and $20,000 was paid to hire somebody on the East Coast to look at.
So do you want to take that motion first? I'm trying to give you the latitude.
I'm trying to initiate some discussion with my colleagues and see where we are individually, and then maybe collectively. Here's the problem.
Okay.
I've tried to point out many times over and over again that the program known as MedStar, former program, was not appropriately suspended or terminated or stood down. And that is because it is a program approved and funded by this board, and having done so under Florida state law, open meetings, as well as Sunshine Law. I think we need to be wary of the fact that if this is true, and I think it's a simple reading of Florida state statute, Sunshine Law, that it is true, if you just see that either by eliminating or so either by the elimination of positions, as she once said, or termination of the employees within it. The consequence of her actions was to terminate a program that we did not approve for termination or suspension or anything. You cannot take any subsequent actions to the county manager's actions as an indication of our having done so. You just can't get there.